in a rainy day like this, the best way to stay is at home, cooking something you're familiar and you're used to when you were a childhood. So I decided that I'm gonna cook a Burmese dish that I used to have when I was a kid. It's called Hnin. Easy translation is a chicken curry cooked by the boys, the teenagers' boys kind of thing. Yeah. So anyway, so we got a few preparations done, and it's a very simple, minimal job because this is basically designed and cooked by the boys, so they don't make it too complicated. So you gotta have one whole chicken or chopped up. Beautiful, right? So make sure that you use the actual whole chicken because you need that bone for good flavor coming out of it. So if you use the chicken fillets and stuff like that, then you might have to use the chicken stock to do it. But I think ideally, traditionally, we use a whole chicken, so it's very important that you use a whole chicken. And of course, then we also going to use a long melon, so you got to make sure they're nice and thick because they do cook really quickly. So we're going to use it at last. And about 3 diced onions, so just medium-sized diced onions. And we have a smashed garlic and ginger. So for those who doesn't want really spicy, you can use a sweet paprika. This is actually a chili powder, but if you want something a bit more mild, you can use something like this called sweet paprika. So it just got the look of the chili, but it's not that spicy. And of course, you need a turmeric and bay leaf, cloves, and some chili because I love chili. And this is basically a garam masala. This is actually from Burma, so it's a little bit different from the garam masala that we get from the shops. But for those who doesn't have garam masala like this one, you can use it, just normal one from the Woolly. It's kind of does the same job. So anyway, so you need a big pot, okay? So we got this big pot for us, so that's good. So it's not a fast cook, it's a slow cook dish, okay? And of course we need some oil as well, so we're gonna start some cooking. So before we start cooking, what we need to do is we need a little bit of salt. So just gonna put some salt here. Just for flavoring, okay? And it's called, you need 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. You can just pretty much get them in any shop really, so that's not a problem, okay? So this is gonna be about one tablespoon. That's about right. Good. And just we're gonna marinate this. Yeah. All right. Back in business. We've got the stoves going and got the pot running. So what we do is oil just enough to cover the base of the whole pot. So it doesn't necessarily have to be no, I don't have a lot of oil left, so it looks like I'm putting a lot, but it's actually just to cover the base. Now we just give it a few seconds, let the oil to heat up. So first thing we're going to put is some ginger and garlic. Again, about 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to put this. Okay, so I think the oil is heating up. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a few French sprinkles of turmeric. So just to get that color, so looking good. Yeah. Give it a stir. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some bay leaf for the smell. Yeah. So I'm just going to reduce the heat a little bit. I think it's getting too fast. I don't want it this fast cooking. And then I'm going to put some cloves just to get the smells going. It's just got the absolute. Okay, so we're going good with that. So now things go kind of really quick because we don't really want to burn them. No, so you want to put about one generous size full of this. Okay. Look at that color. And we're going to put all the onions in. Give it a good stir. Looking good. We're just going to cook this until onion is a bit brown and soft. So that might take about maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll just give it a chance to do that little magic of it, whatever it is. I can already smell that absolutely beautiful fragrance that's coming out of it. Then I only got about 4 ingredients, so I'm really looking forward to this. We're gonna continue adding a few things. About 2 teaspoons of paprika or chili powder, whichever you prefer, doesn't matter. Yeah, that would give you beautiful colors now. There we go. So we want them to be all well marinated and cooked well, be all nice and soft. So when I actually add some water later on, it will be like absolute beautiful fragrance in it, you know. So I love this smell. It's one of my favorite smells. It means that the good food is coming. And just gonna spread it out a little bit. Just let that simmer. Now I'm going to put, so for smell and flavor, I'm putting some chili. I know that's a lot of chili. You don't necessarily have to put that much chili. I put it in because I'm chili crazy. But yeah, you don't even have to put chili if you don't want to. You don't. It's not necessary. Just make sure that they don't stuck on the bottom of the pot. So you want to keep stirring. You want to keep stirring up to make sure that it's all mixed and properly done. Yep. So you want to keep the heat in a medium. So they're all looking good. I'm very happy with them. Making sure that they're not sticking on the bottom. You know, make sure that they all cook well. Beautiful smell. They're getting very nice, but just maybe I'm thinking a little bit more and maybe a minute more. Then what we can do is we can put the chicken, okay? And beautiful. Alright, so that looks good. Now, big finale. You know how hard it is to put a chicken with one hand into a pot? I just realized it's really hard. Now we're gonna keep mixing those, making sure they all nicely mixed. You know, give it a real look at that. Look at that. Don't you make you feel like you just want to be? It's like really mouth-watering look. I'm already hungry. And so you want to seal all the outside, you know, all nicely sealed so that all the fragrance are locked into the meat. So that's one thing you want to do. So you just want to keep mixing it until like they all nicely cook outside. So now that they all mixed up really nicely well, I leave a mixing spatula in, and I put a lid on it so that it gives enough space for the steam to release and come out, because sometimes this little hole is not enough. It needs that big space so that we don't want it completely steamed, but we want it steamed up. And you just keep it there for about maybe a minute, two, because you really don't want to burn underneath it as well. So I wouldn't walk away when I put the lid on. I just kind of stir and watch it and keep the monitoring on the smell, because honestly it doesn't take long to burn. Okay, this is about 2 minutes after the cooking. See how the outside is already nicely sealed and it's superficially cooked. So we'll still need time to like kind of stew it for a little bit. So before we do that, I like to put a little bit of garam masala. So again, it's about one teaspoon, so that's what it looks like inside. You know, this is the garam masala. So you don't need a lot, just 1 teaspoon. Generous amount as well. We'll love masala. Yeah, maybe not general amount, just flat. Yeah, flat teaspoon. That would be good. Okay. Then I just give it a good mix. It's the fragrance that come out of it. Oh my god, I wish I could explain it to you, but it's just amazing. It's beautiful, it's amazing. It's just like how I remember it as a kid. Okay. So, like normal Burmese chicken curry, you pretty much add stock, well, like either you can put chicken stock, like this one, or water, and you cook it for about 30 minutes and you're pretty much done. But this one is got one more step left. We're just going to put a melon, but we can't put a melon until the chicken is cooked, because the melon itself is cooked within like 5 minutes, and the chicken needs about 20 minutes to cook, because we need to like really stew it so that when we cook it and come out of it, the chicken needs to be like basically meat will peel off the bone, kind of like, you know how you do your slow cook, and it's just pretty much the same thing. You want to do it that way. You don't want to rush it, and you want to keep it there. All right, so that's good. I'll give it a stir already. So I'm gonna give it another. Minute or two with the lid on. Again, I haven't put any stock in it, just all the flavor. I just want basically cook those smells, those flavors and intensity, all kind of soaked in and pushed into the meat, so that when you eat it, you can actually taste everything from the meat, you know? So, not much to go. We are almost there. Okay, about 3 minutes past, I think. After a glass of wine, I left it too long because it's not so much. That's okay. That's alright. That's okay. It's okay. It's still okay. Yes. It's still a little stuff. That's okay. So I have about 1 cup of chicken stock. I would say 1 cup. Yep. You know, with cooking sometimes you can't be exact science. You just kind of go with whatever comes to mind. So basically The story of this chicken curry is that this curry was cooked from like a poor suburbs. So people trying to get the most out of one dish. So like one person will have just one piece of meat, that's it, and a sauce with a lot of rice, and that's more than good enough for them. But so what they do is that usually the sauce itself right now, it looks perfect, it looks great, but in that area they want to make the most out of it, so they put more liquid into it, so they put more water into it. So the curry is not as intensified as it should be. It's more the light taste kind of intensity. So I just put the stock in, so the flavor. So I'm gonna leave it on for about maybe another 2 to 3 minutes again. All right, I'm just gonna close it this time. You notice that I got my spatula out because now I wanted to get a bit more stew kind of things, and I want the steam to be inside, so that the chicken is all like well cooked, you know. So it will be almost like slow cooked chicken. So we're just gonna leave it there. I'll stay on the same, like small heat, not too high, small heat, medium heat. I'm gonna leave it for 5 minutes again. I will come back to it, and that second time, what we're going to do is we're gonna put some water. Okay, so I think I can put some rice water in now, so I'm gonna put some water in. Okay, so you put the water in just to cover the meat, you know. That's, I think, is enough level of water. So it's got so much flavor in here. I don't even know what to do, what to start. It's just so much flavor. Can't wait to try these out. Oh, when you eat, just make sure you don't eat these or these, because they just don't taste nice. They just good smell, not nice. So yeah, I won't recommend you to do that. Okay. So my final ingredient is melon. Again, I'm gonna leave it about another minute or two before we put the melon in. So we'll just give it for a minute or two. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on and wait. Okay, it's about 25 minutes now, so I have my shower, and it's a moment of truth. We're gonna taste it. So I literally haven't added anything in from what I have shown you before, which is pretty much the same. Yeah, let's see. Okay, just gonna get some stock. Chicken is cooked. I don't need to check. 25 minutes. But we need to make sure it's not too salty. Oh my god. It's good. You can put a little bit more salt if you want. But I think it's right. I wouldn't put anything more. So, so this is what it looks like. Finale one. So the chickens are very soft and cooked, like it's pull apart. and the you can see once they are like clear and see through, that means the melons are cooked as well. So what we wait now is that we put it on a very low heat, let it simmer. See how it's like the oil coming up on the side? You need a little bit more. Once it's got to that a little bit more oil stage, you can turn it off and let it sit in a hot pot for about at least 5 minutes before you're serving. I wouldn't close the lid because you need that oil won't come up if you close the lid. So open the lid, let some of the steams out, let some of the air out, and get that oil going. Just a little bit more, okay? And then we pretty much done. Yeah, this is your traditional Burmese jasa kalaga Hnin. It's called jasa kalaga Hnin. Well, basically chicken and long melon curry in English. That's probably the most easy way to know. Okay. But I'm really looking forward to eating this.